What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we'll be talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. What's next for Kanan in this second half of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan? Now I will be breaking down all the main characters throughout the week, talking about what I believe is going to be next for them. So down below, you let me know what you think is next for young Kanan, and I think he's going to have a very interesting second half of the season. Now make sure you check out my last video. Of course, I dropped the Rock versus Unique video yesterday for you guys, as well as the Power Book 4 Force is done filming video as well. So catch up, make sure you see those videos. But now it is time to talk about your boy Kanan, and we're going to briefly go over what he has been through thus far this season, and then we're going to just talk about what could be next for him, which, as I told you guys, it's going to be a very interesting second half. Now we know that Kanan was in a shootout at the beginning of the season, and of course we know that Bucko 20 was taken out. Him and his boy D-Wiz, they put down Buck 20. Some say Kanan did it, some say D-Wiz did it, but at the end of the day, we know who suffered those consequences: D-Wiz. And for Kanan's boy to end up getting taken out by his uncle, which he does not fully know the truth, and when he does find out the truth, it's going to hit him very hard. And as I told you, man, that episode 2 was very emotional. What Lulu did was something that he didn't want to do, but he had to do. Now, what's I will say is going to be the crazy part is Kanan finding out that his mom set all of this up, right? Now, we can say that maybe Kanan does kind of know. We know in the next episode after that, he was kind of looking at his mom like he knew. But with Kanan, I believe he kind of understands what's going on, but he doesn't really want to believe it. You see what I'm saying? He does it with Davina, and I believe he does it with his mother as well. But Kanan doesn't really know the full truth of what really happened to D-Wiz. We know that eventually Jukebox is going to be the person to tell him that she saw D-Wiz with her uncle Lulu. And when Kanan puts 2 and 2 together, he's going to realize, like, okay, I know what happened. See, Jukebox already knows what's going down. Kanan is going to figure this out as well, and it's going to really hurt him very, very badly. As I told you guys, the look on his face, you know, when him and his mom went to D-Wiz's mom's, you know, to talk to her and stuff and give their blessings and stuff like that, I'm telling you, that dude is going to feel very hurt when he fully understands what his mom did, and he's going to question it. And things like this, they're going to change the relationship that he has with his mother. Trust me, because he believes, like, okay, she's been telling me it's me and her versus everybody, but she has all these secrets that she's not telling me about. So I can really see that blowing up. Now we know this season that your boy Kanan, he encountered a weakness, and that weakness is his first crush, Davina. This dude is head over heels in love with this girl. He's blinded by Davina, of course, and even though Jukebox tells him certain things about her, he does not want to believe it. And these are just straight up facts. Now, we already talked about Davina and Unique, her giving up the information of the stash house. We knew this was going to happen just based off her connections with Buck 20 and Unique's crew. So it was bound to happen. On top of that, she knew where the stash house was at. But Kanan is just blinded by all this, right? And it's going to be something that's going to come out later on in this season. Now, also in this first half, we saw Kanan and Uncle Marvin, you know, they formed a bond. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you right now, when it's all said and done, Kanan will never forget Uncle Marvin, because this is a guy that gave him a lot of opportunities and, you know, let him do certain things that his mom and Uncle Lulu would never let him do. But upon that, I will say it created a lot of different issues for Kanan. Dude almost lost his life. You know what I'm saying? Now, Uncle Marvin did save him at the stash house, but still, he was put in that situation because of his Uncle Marvin, after his mom has already told him to stay away from the stash house. But hey, Kanan's going to go out there and do what he wants to do. He's already proven that already this season, and he's going to continue to do it. Trust me, it's just going to happen. Now, we know that Rock found the bloody shirt. She tested him. She tested Marvin. None of them told anything about Kanan being there. They just lied to her, you know what I'm saying, when it was brought up. So Kanan should already be aware that his mom is on him, that her awareness is very, very high. But for some odd reason, Kanan doesn't see it. You know what I'm saying? She's telling him, I know things you don't know. But Kanan, it's like he listens to her, but it goes in one ear and out of the other. And if he continues to do this, that's going to be another major weakness for Kanan. He has to start listening to his mom, even though she has some secrets of her own. I will say when it comes to the game, just listen to what she is saying. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to protect you, but he is young, and I guess he's going to continue to make these mistakes, which in the second half, as I told you guys before, he can't afford to make these mistakes like he did in the first half, but I got a feeling he will. Now, of course, we know that your boy Symphony will be teaching Kanan. As I told you, he will learn a lot from him, a lot. And he needs this. He needs a positive male role model in his life, someone that can teach him things that his mom does not know. This is one of the main reasons that Rock put him with Symphony, because he needs to learn. He needs to know how to do certain things besides selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? The legal way of doing things, history, knowledge. He needs to know those things. Also in the first half, we saw your boy Kanan. He got arrested by Detective Howard. Of course, we know Detective Howard found out the truth that Kanan is his son. And of course, Kanan does not know anything about this. This is going to be a major storyline in the second half of the season. This is another dark secret that Rock is holding, that she's been holding for all these years, and she's decided not to tell Kanan. Also, she has decided not to tell Detective Howard. Now, we know your boy Kanan and Jukebox, they had a misunderstanding in this last episode. We know Jukebox was just trying to help out Kanan, but of course, Kanan is blinded by Davina. And Kanan will be hurt when he finds out the truth. As I told you guys earlier, maybe Kanan needs 100% proof about Davina. Now, I believe Kanan will go and talk to her, and he will find out that she was the one that gave up the stash house. And then he's going to be like, man, I was wrong. Which he's going to have to go squash that little issue that he had with Jukebox, because he needs Jukebox on his side. We know the two will be very, very close. They're going to squash that, in my opinion, especially something like that. We know in the last episode, Kanan has finally learned how to cook the product, which he's going to use. He's going to create a new scheme with Uncle Marvin. It talked about that in the description for episode 6. This new scheme, will it work? I don't know about that, y'all. Maybe it does work. Maybe Kanan finally starts to do good. But we talking about Kanan here. This dude is very green. He didn't even know how to sell drugs the right way. He was getting pretty much schemed off the price. And of course, I believe he's going to continue to make these mistakes. Now, as far as what we can, what's next for Kanan this second half, the secret of his true father, it has a high chance of getting out. And I think it is, so I think this is something that is going to get out. Kanan is rather going to find out that Detective Howard is his father before he dies or after. Either way it goes, when he does find out, he is going to be very, very pissed off. Now, in my prediction, I will say this. I don't believe Rock is going to tell him. I think Rock is going to let this ride out. And I'm just basing it off Rock's past decision making. She keeps certain things from Kanan, so I can see this being another thing that she keeps from him. But as I told you, when Kanan finds out, he's going to be devastated. And these secrets and stuff like this is going to change Kanan. This is what is going to develop the Kanan that we see in the original Power. Also, with this new scheme, what he has with Uncle Marvin, I don't believe this is going to go planned. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it's going to go the way they want it to go. Put it like that. Because we're talking about Marvin, we're talking about Kanan. What did they show us the first half of this season? A lot of mistakes, right? A lot of crucial mistakes. So I think in the second half, yes, they're going to attempt this new drug selling scheme. Okay, it may go good for a little bit, but knowing the two and knowing what they've been through and the mistakes they made, I see those characteristics popping back up in the second half. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, at least in the second half, they learn to adjust and adapt quicker than they did in the first half. At least for Kanan's sake, he needs to adjust very quickly. Those mistakes that he made in the first half, they cannot be made. But we know Kanan will continue to make these mistakes and be taught lessons. The biggest things for Kanan is this. Learning the drug game is going to be I would say, the most simplest thing for him. Even though it is going to be difficult, it's probably going to be the easiest thing for him to do. And even though he will go through mistakes, it is something that his family has been doing. So it's in his blood. And being able to adapt to that type of lifestyle is something that Kanan will be able to do. We just know this, right? Because it's Kanan. But as I told you, those mistakes will continue to happen. My biggest thing for Kanan is this: the secrets, the truth is out there. And those things are going to affect him the most, in my personal opinion. And it could be things just like Davina, his first love, his crush, him finding out that she gave up the stash house. Even though it is something as petty as that, it will affect Kanan because he's 15. He's very emotional. That will get to him. And he's going to have to start questioning certain things. Everything ain't what you think it is. Jukebox has tried to tell you about her, but you don't want to listen. You don't want to believe the truth. But he will find out the truth, regardless if he wants to find out or not, right? His mom keeping certain things from him as far as the truth about his real father. Now that's really going to get him. You kept it away from him from all these years, 15 plus years. And when he finds out, he's going to be very heartbroken because he's going to be like, man, you told me all these different things. And what else are you hiding? You know what I'm saying? Did you guys remember when Rock was telling him how she was pregnant? His father had Rock in the stash house, doing work. So is that really true? Because how did DEFCON have you doing certain things? I don't know about that. I just don't believe a lot of the things that Rock's told Kanan as far as what she's done in the past. I guess DEFCON could have, but then again, DEFCON was locked up. So how were you pregnant and DEFCON was making you do certain things? I guess, he could have told her to do certain things from inside. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of all that, Rock has been lying to the kid. And most of the lies that she's been telling him was to protect him, right? And it's probably to protect her as well. But the truth will eventually get out about everything. The Davina thing, the whole father thing, the D-Wiz thing, all that's coming in the second half, in my opinion. They built it up at the very beginning. I thought the whole D-Wiz thing would have came out earlier, but they kind of are building it up. If anything, that's definitely coming out, and the whole Davina thing is definitely coming out. Now, when it comes to his father, Rock will hold on this to the death, or until somebody else tells Kanan or something happens. But we got to see how Detective Howard is going to move. We don't know how he's going to react to this. This is why I made the video about what he's going to do next. Will he try to blackmail? Who really knows what Detective Howard is going to do? Because at the end of the day, we know this dude, he's dirty for real. We know that the streets don't play with him, and eventually we're going to see his full hand and how dirty that this dude can really get. So we're going to find out in the second half when it comes to his character as well. You guys, I will be breaking down everybody else, the whole, pretty much all the main characters for the second half and what we can expect, what's next for these characters, right? So get ready, stay tuned. We're going to continue to talk about this throughout the week. As I told you guys, follow the playlist and keep yourself updated on all the latest Power Book 3 Raising Kanan news and just Power Universe news in general. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.